Excellent. Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. Very excited for today's guest. Hi, Boomer. Boomer's my dog. I'm dog sitting. My father is in. He actually just got back last night. He was in Texas. So I've been dog sitting Boomer for the past couple days, and he is more attached to me like crazy. So, I really hope he's a good boy for this interview, because this interview I've been looking forward to forever. Huge fan. She was one of my dream girls growing up. Uh, Very excited. It's going to be great. You know her from Orange is the New Black. I know her from Hustle and Flow, Drive, Banshee, A Lot Like Love. The list just goes on and on. 8 Mile, Karen. I'm very excited. She's also the lead singer of the band called Boomcat, which she started with her brother, and she's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. The great Taryn Manning is going to be here via Zoom. Very excited. So subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend, and enjoy Reza Riffs with Taryn Manning.
From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Riffs with your host, Keith Reza.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Taryn Manning. How are you?
See me? Wait,
Yeah.
there I am.
Hi.
Woo!
We finally got this nailed in.
Wait, shake it. I can barely hear you. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to go sideways with my phone? Because I have my phone in this, not my computer.
Oh,
You want me to go like that?
If it's easier for you to hear me, I mean, I could talk louder.
I can hear you, please.
Oh.
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This is a real honor. You know, I don't know if I should tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. You were my dream girl growing up. I loved doing Dandelion and Banshee, and I was like, I got to interview her when I get a podcast. So,
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Dream girl, huh? Wow. I don't get that every day. That means a lot to me.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I knew I was someone's dream girl out there.
Yeah, you were Keith Reza's dream girl. Yeah. So I do apologize for interviewing you with a hat. I'm very sensitive to light, and I have a ring light, so it blocks the light from my eyes.
I'm the same way. Do you have light eyes?
I have blue eyes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have a ring light on right now, and I'm like, normally I wear these, but I always, but you can see the ring, right? And that's kind of corny.
You can put them on. I understand.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do. Because I honestly, I'm the same. I'm like, maybe I'm a vampire somewhere deep down, or whatever they say.
Oh, man.
It's a vampire.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you? Tell me everything. How have you been?
I've been doing good. I just wanted to say thank you so much for dropping the restraining order to do this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, excellent.
I mean, listen, guy. After this, you take this one. And now, yep. Need I say more? That was a great interview that you shared with me.
Oh, yeah. I thought I'd send you a quick, short one, because usually, you know, they're an hour long, but Frank said, hey, I only could do 30 minutes. So
you know what I loved about it? I'm going to tell you what I loved about it. I loved that at first he was like all buttoned up, like, you know, he was definitely like laying a boundary, like, let's make this short, guy. but because of you, his guard went down and he started having a blast. And I saw this flip, and I love stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it was really hard because like he had his publicist in the meeting or whatever, and that
really?
just freaks me out.
Come on, just kidding. No. You can't say this, that. Then what's the point? I can't say anything. Like, what a bore! What a snooze fest! Like, what's he? Is he going through something? Like, what's the deal?
I don't know, but like I was like, holy Lord! So like I was like,
this guy. What's he gonna ask me? I don't know. Like, is there something we should know? You gotta wonder when the publicist is lurking like that. Like, What are you hiding? That's what I really want to know.
I know, right? I think they're scared because, like, because I'm a comedian, so maybe they think, oh, he's dangerous territory when you do interviews. I don't know.
Or maybe they can't keep up with you because they're not smart enough.
Yeah. But
anyway, let's get to work. You got 30 minutes. Just kidding.
But no, I wanted to say, like, this is an honor because my manager claims he's your manager, and he helped me whatsoever not get you. Like, this is all me. His name's Dante.
Oh, Dante's not my manager, but I know him.
Yeah. Well,
but he's a great guy.
He's a great guy, but I was like, hey,
help you get this.
Yeah, I was like, hey, how do I get Taryn? Because I thought clients could help clients. He's like, you got to get it on your own. I was like, all right, Cameo.
maybe that, yeah, it's, maybe because he asks me to do so many things, it's like you can only really ask so many things or something, Yeah. But Dante's awesome. Yeah. Well, here we are. So we get the last laugh.
Exactly. Haha.
Yeah, amen.
I wanted to start off with your music because I think Boomcat was such a great band, and I don't really know much about music because I'm very sensitive to sounds. But like this,
are you really?
Yeah, but it's music I really like and I enjoyed, and it has that like cool, in your head. You could sing it and stuff. And I watched the music videos, and I was wondering, what's it like filming a music video to music you've done?
Are you talking about a music video to the music that I?
Yeah, like you did one for The Reckoning, and you did one for What You Do to Me, and there's another one I watched. I think it was called Turn It Up, and I thought it was just so great because I've never, music videos back then were so a hit, and I want to know what was the filming process like for that.
So the Reckoning and What You Do to Me was we were signed to DreamWorks Records, and so those were like super high budget. I mean, The Reckoning was a 2-day long video. I think they spent $460,000 on that video.
Wow.
And then our second single was What You Do to Me, and that was like $250. It was one day. You could see the production value, and then you watch Turn It Up. That's like when I started doing stuff on my own with my own money, but it's really fun, What's interesting and different about it is that when you're doing a music video, you kind of like sing right down the barrel, like, you're looking, right? But when you're doing a movie, you're not looking down the barrel unless if the character suddenly breaks character and goes like down the barrel. But yeah, it's fun, man. It's just, when you're singing your song, like, you're just free. Your spirit is free, especially if you love this song and you wrote it and stuff. Yeah, it's really, really, really exhilarating. It's you feel elated, all those liberated, all those words.
Yeah. How long does it take you to write a song? Because you got to write the lyrics and then do it with the musical instruments and make sure it matches and stuff.
Well, there really isn't, like, everyone's process is different. Some people start with just the melody, like humming along, and then fill in the lyrics later. Sometimes people will like write a poem or write thoughts and then like implement it into the music. So it's not a matter of how much time. It's a matter of like it all coming together, the story, whatever you're trying to say.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Is Boomcat going to come back? Are you guys?
Well, my brother, it's my brother and I, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kellen is his name, and my brother writes. My brother's genius. He's been writing the most incredible songs, but I just can't get him into the studio. I don't know if there's some type of he's very he's a perfectionist. So he's like, we got to practice, and I'm like, but Kellen, we just got to get in there and just do it, So we're just very different, which is why we worked, because I'm like really the go getter, but he's like the man behind. He's like the Wizard of Oz, and I'm the one that's like, I'll do all the front work, even though sometimes it sucks. But yeah, but no, we're definitely still brother and sister, so that's good.
Well, now that you're friends with me, you could use me to your advantage, because if I got you on the podcast, I could get him in the studio.
Good luck, buddy. Where do you live?
I live in Huntington Beach.
Oh, cool. I grew up in, I went to Los Alamitos High School.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
It's like 20 minutes away from me.
I know. And then my very first boyfriend, it was in Seal Beach. He worked at that surf shop when you're going down, it's Seal Beach Boulevard or whatever, and then it's on the right. But remember, the burritos in Seal, was it, the burrito shop, breakfast burritos?
Yeah, yeah.
In Seal Beach. But I grew up in on 10th and Bennett in Long Beach. Right by Wilson High.
Oh, nice. I'm in Long Beach all the time. I know that area. Like,
Huntington Beach is where my cousin lived, Raina, and I'd always go down there. It's fun.
Oh, nice. Well, next time you're in town in Huntington Beach, hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a burrito. Next time. And then here's another thing that I found that's fascinating about you is like when you were growing up, you used to do karate.
I did. Martial arts.
Yeah. How is that? Like what?
Oh, that was great. So I grew up I was born in Virginia, but I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. And then we moved to San Diego like when I was 13. But when I was in Tucson, I was like one of those kids that wanted to do everything. Like I played baseball, softball, I did baton twirling, I did gymnastics, I danced, and I got into martial arts. And then I ended up being number 1 in the state of Arizona 2 years straight, co-ed. And then I slacked a little bit because I thought I would always win. And then I got second place and I quit. Like a sore loser, a true sore loser.
I tried karate once and I got a white belt and then I was like, I think I'm over this.
I got to a 3rd degree green belt.
Oh, nice.
So I was 1 away from a brown belt, but then I quit. But then it brought me into dancing because katas are very they're kind of like this fluid sort of dance sort of move. Though I sparred in my competitions. But it got me into like ballet and jazz and all the stuff that I would go on to do for many, many years.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Oh man. You know what's cool about karate is like you ever see guys that have like a ponytail? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a ponytail hair.
I like ponytails.
Yeah. I
I like long hair.
Oh really?
Do you?
I love long hair.
On guys.
Yeah. I don't have a ponytail, but but I was gonna make a ponytail joke.
Bun under there? Let's see your man bun.
Okay.
I've got nice hair though. Not bad. You have a nice head of hair. How old are you? You must be still in your 20s.
No, I just turned 37.
You haven't lost any hair.
Yeah, that's because that's because I'm sexy and I know it.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nice head of hair though. Good job.
Why, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And then I wanted to ask you about The Breed. Was that your first horror film that you did?
Oh my heavens. It's so hard for me to remember the chronological order of all the films, but it was the one that I remember.
Oh, nice.
Well, I don't mean like that. I just mean like, because there's so many. I mean, to be honest with you, if you look. But The Breed was fun because I worked with Michelle Rodriguez and Hill Harper and Eric Lively, who's Blake Lively's brother. We went to South Africa. So we filmed out in South Africa. And then we worked with all these dogs. And there were some gnarly dogs. Like there was like one-trick ponies. Like there'd be a dog that would just do like that. Like he showed his like teeth the most.
Yeah.
And then there would be a dog that like, he could like jump. There was just all these different types of dogs. Malamutes and mixed with shepherds. It was really fun to watch all the trainers with them, but there was a few times that I was genuinely scared. Like I was like, oh God, like it'd be like right here and it would go, and it like do its teeth thing. I'm like, oh, I'm out of this. I'm a gunner. And
the green belt didn't help you on that.
No, not when you're just laying there with the cameras on and the dogs don't know what's going on. But it was a lot of fun. Michelle Rodriguez is fun, and we had a blast in South Africa. We tore that town up, because there's a whole thing that goes on behind the scenes of a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of actors to another country.
It's just chaos. But
yeah, and then my dumbass, it's funny because I was in a movie called Hustle and Flow.
yeah.
And Craig Brewer always told me that I would be his like Uma Thurman, which meant that I would then be in all his movies as his like main muse. And he said this to me on set because I don't make things up and I'm not a liar. And he said, so he had a movie they called Black Snake Moan that would come out a couple years later.
Christy Ricci, right?
Christy Ricci. Yeah. He was amazing, by the way. This isn't anything to do with her, but so basically, when I found out that he was auditioning other girls, remember I'm in South Africa, okay? This is an 18-hour flight. I'm in South Africa and I find out he's auditioning other girls. I'm like, hey, I thought and he goes, well, I need to make sure that you can do this role different than Hustle and Flow. And I'm like, okay, can I do it different? So it was like a Friday. I had to be on set by Monday. I got a ticket. I spent like $8,000 to go and fly all the way from South Africa to LA, do the audition, prove that I could do it different from Hustle and Flow, and get back there in the nick of time to be on my mark in South Africa again by Monday. And no one knew what I had just pulled off.
Wow.
And I didn't get the part. As we
But you know what? We got to invent a time traveling machine so you could save that $8,000, right?
I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, I basically paid to like try to be in the movie to prove to him like what an ego I have, like death of an ego. But yeah, just like that was rough. And it's funny because when you're flying out far, the middle point was Amsterdam.
Right.
So like in Amsterdam, my flight was my flight coming in was a little late, so I had to run for my life. We're talking sprint to my flight to Africa. And I was crying and everything. They almost didn't let me on the plane because I was so upset. Because I knew if I didn't get to my mark by Monday, I was dusted off that film. But it's like just some of the extremes we'll go to get roles and stuff, we really care.
Yeah.
That was the point of my story.
Well, if here it's a good point because I was actually going to bring this up is like if I ever sell a movie, because I teach screenwriting and I write scripts and stuff. I've never sold a film, but I've written a lot of parts for you because that's how I do character development. Like I think, oh, my favorite actress, Taryn Manning, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So if any of these get green lighted, you're in, girl.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Money talks. Money talks. Let's go. Well, I'm proud of you, though. What do you write about? What's your writing techniques?
I specialize in romantic comedies.
Cute.
Yeah. So
you put me in a rom-com?
Yeah.
And I want to be a drug addict or someone that kills themselves for once?
No. You're like I said, you were my dream girl. So like I try and write films to get the girl. You know what I mean?
There's someone out there appreciated me. That's really sweet. I'm down. Let me know. And guess what? One of your scripts, how many scripts do you have?
That I've written by myself to that I've written with people too. So I have. Well,
yeah, just in general, like you're.
So in general, I have 4, but only 2 that I have 100% all rights to.
So if I was to take a class from you, what's your teaching strategies?
So I basically teach like how to write 90 minutes, because most screenplays are 120, but you got to cut to 90.
Yeah, ADHD is real.
Yeah. So I basically teach this format where I say less on the page is better, because if you're passing it to the studios or whatever, the first person to read a script is probably a PA. And most PAs are what I like to call morons, right? So they read a script. If they read a long script, they're not going to want to read it, so they'll just pass it. But if you read something crisp and clear, it's easy for them to pass it to the next person.
Yeah, less stage direction, less dialogue, really crisp. You're right.
Yeah.
And always character development, right? Because we want to care about our characters. But very stupid. I'm going to tell you one thing, what you just said that you might not want to say, is you see the same people going up as you do coming down. Yeah. So some of these PAs, they could be like Steven Spielberg's nephew. These are some. They're not morons. They're there because they gotta put in the work. But there's a lot of nepotism. You know what that means?
Yeah, I think I call them morons because one PA that I worked with, his name was Mo, and he was like, so
You're
that
generalizing it. Oh, wow, nice to know, Mo. No homo.
But you have experience in producing your own films, and one of my favorite films you did is every last one of them.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, because I'm friends with Jake Weber, and and Jake's one of my favorite actors ever.
Oh, he's a wonderful person.
Yeah. So I wanted to know, like, how did that get into your hands? And because it seemed like everybody produced that, like everyone who was in it produced it.
Well, it's kind of. Do you really want me to go there?
I would love to. I'm very fascinated. If you don't want to tell it, though.
What happens nowadays is if you want to get an actor with a little bit of cachet and name, a little bit of pedigree, if you will, if these are, then you don't have the money up front, right? Then you offer them a producing credit.
Right.
Okay. So when you start to see that there's a lot of actors that have produced films, it's because they didn't have the money to really pay, or the points. So then you get a producing credit. That's another one of their little gimmicks to fire off.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. The movie's fine, but sometimes what happens is it takes a village to even get a movie made. But I don't really like those types of movies because there's so many scattered. There's a little bit of this producer, a little bit of that, and they come from all different areas. My favorite movies I've ever done is very just streamlined. Yeah, two producers, you know exactly who to answer to. You got your director, you got your DP, you got your first AD. There's ones with all these producers. It's all an illusion, really, to be honest with you. It's how to and I don't mean this rude, but it's just how to sort of compensate for the lack of liquid they have. Liquid meaning money up front. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a producer point. Maybe that's going to matter in the end.
Oh,
but we still love the movie, and we still love Jake. But now Christian's my friend. The way I got in that is Christian lives out here in the desert where I live, and there's a little flux of movies going down here in the desert, and so it's I'm your go-to actress in the desert, baby. Hire me. I'm up for the hiring.
It's interesting you were talking about the point system because I know point systems for writing, which right. I don't have any points, but I didn't know you needed it for producing or acting.
Oh my goodness gracious! I mean, actors. No, when you have, there's all different types of points though. There's points after recoupment. Yeah. There's producer points, which is basically upon first money's in. If the movie gets purchased, the script gets purchased, then you get a part of that. So it's just how you structure your deal. And it's very important because I've been offered points my entire career, never seen 1 point. Not one. Okay?
Yeah.
So you always want to get as much money up front as you can because most of these people are crooks.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, they're all crooks, and when a movie
in a sweet way.
I mean, it depends how you look at it, but a lot of people they've been let's say even you, let's say, and I'm not being rude. It's just you've been working your ass off, right, in a writing sense. Are you WGA yet or no?
No, every writing job I've gotten, it's because I was friends with somebody.
That's beautiful though. That's a good thing. But the thing is when you're a starving artist, you are, me too, in a sense, yeah. I'm a working actor and a starving musician in a way. And I don't like to oxygenate these terms, but they are real. But the minute you get that load of money, you're going to be oh no, I owe Henry and I owe Bob. And you don't want to pay them.
Right.
Because you're finally getting to pay your bills off. So I can see the human nature is to kind of hoard because you've been working so hard, but there are so many other, components in a if they had no I in team, okay?
That's true.
I've been through a lot of shit though, dude. For real. I've been through a lot of stuff where I've been in huge movies I've never been paid for. I'm not gonna say the names. And I've had points that I've never been honored because they can fudge the books.
Yeah.
Well,
You have my word again. If I ever sell something, you'll get the money immediately before we start filming. I'll be like,
Okay. Yeah, right.
I'll be like, this
I've
goes
heard it all before.
this, yeah, but you haven't heard it from me. I'm a promise keeper.
Well, I want to read. Nice. I want to read the script first to make sure I even like it.
Yeah, you might not like it.
What are they about? What kind of rom-com? Like something we haven't seen?
So just to give you a quick elevator pitch, the rom-com.
I love elevator pictures. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I teach elevator pitches too.
Is that 30 seconds or less?
Yeah, I mean, I like to say less than that. All right, so here's the pitch. Ready? All right, two romantic writers meet each other at a convention, and they teach each other a thing or two about romance.
Is it?
That's it. 30-second pitch.
That was like 8 seconds.
I know. Short and sweet. You know what I mean? So if you're,
I don't think like what gets them talking.
Yeah, that's that. You're gonna have to go on another elevator with me. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
So like when I teach my students about elevator pitches, I say, and if they don't like it, just say the Lego version. Thank you.
All right, give me another one. So you said you have 4. Let's hear another.
Well, the other one is a horror film. So a detective's son gets kidnapped, and he must do everything he can to save his son before another kidnapping occurs.
All right, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
A detective's son gets kidnapped, and he must do everything he can before another. Not going to look for his own son.
No, he does. He does look for his own son, but he has to find him before another kidnapping occurs.
Right? Is he in on it?
No.
All right, number 3.
The number 3 is a sequel to a movie called Dirty Work, which I wrote with my friend Norm Macdonald.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw it, but it's a revenge for hire business. So that was the first one.
I like those kinds.
Yeah. So the second one was a sequel. Is Sam's sister just got diagnosed with breast cancer. Now Mitch and Sam have to do everything they can to get the money and go back to doing dirty work.
Whose money?
And that was the part of the first one. Dirty work was, so Sam had a sister.
Right. But she's dying. But because she's dying, there's some type of urgency.
Yeah, to get her on the list. Because if you saw the first one, it was about Sam's father who had to get a heart transplant.
Organs or something?
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah.
All right, number 4.
Holy Lord, Taryn, I'm giving you all my...
Yeah, I like the bitches. I'm not going to steal them from you. I got my own shit. You wish. All right, go.
The other one is two friends want to be celebrities, and they can't get an agent. So what they decide is they become Jews to become agents. It's called Let's Be Jews. Yeah. This is before the whole,
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so true. Boy, you might get assassinated for that one. But that's genius. Besides, are you Jewish?
No, but the buddy who wrote it with me is.
Perfect. So
yeah. And if no one likes it, I just say the Lego version.
What's the Lego version of it?
I don't know. Just you know how movies are doing Lego versions.
You to become an agent. Genius.
There you.
Oh, wow.
Taryn, I wanted to ask you, how many tattoos do you have?
I don't know. A bunch of ones I don't like.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah. Right. They're just moments in time that I'm trying to get half of them removed. You know, it just hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
The laser hurts.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 tattoos. So.
What do you have?
I have
a tramp stamp?
No, I have a soda bottle that says Pop. It was from my grandfather. He was my best friend.
Pop.
Yeah.
Let me see it closer.
Oh.
Cute.
Yeah, And then he died in 2011. And then I have it's right here. I have a microphone that says Old Chunk of Coal. That was for Norm Macdonald because I toured with him for 9 years. He was my best friend. So
nice.
Yeah.
Aww.
So yeah.
How did your pop die?
He had prostate cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Where's your mom?
He was my dad's.
No, I know, but your mom.
Oh, my mom's in Texas.
She's good?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Did I tell you my mom's not with me right now?
Huh?
Oh, I'm so confused. Did I tell you my mom was in Texas?
No, you said your mom good.
Oh, yeah, my mom's great, yeah.
And you guys are close?
I mean, she's in Texas. I'm in California.
No, like in spirit.
Oh, yeah. We're close in spirit, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. I told her I was interviewing you, and she told me not to ask you to marry me on the first interview.
Join the party, baby.
Yeah.
I'm single.
You're single?
Yeah, but there's like a long line lately.
All right. Well, hey, get me on the line.
I know it. Took a while.
I wanted to ask you, what's the hardest role that you've done that you just had no connection with, and then what did you do to get that connection with that role?
Okay. That I had no connection with. Wow. Hold on 1 second. I gotta think. That's because I was gonna say the hardest role, but then you popped that other question on it.
Yeah, I did a little switcheroo on it.
Like when I was just like, "Why am I here?"
And then, or like maybe, for example, you just took it because it was a job and you didn't really want to do it, but then you had to figure out how, like, why you want. Yeah.
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
So many. Unfortunately, so many.
Yeah.
And, that's not a very respectful thing to say because there's so many actors that would just. Well, here's the deal. There's so many people that want to be famous so bad that it's actually dumbed down the craft of that. And I'm gonna turn back around to your point, but the problem is, I don't like saying the problem, but with all these influencers and YouTubers and reality show, they want to be famous so bad that they will. I didn't set out to be famous. I was set out to do a craft that I honed for decades. And sometimes when these people, they want to be famous so bad that they'll take a movie for like no money, right? To be on the silver screen. And so what happens is it kind of dumbs down actors. It dumbs down our quotes that we've worked so hard for decades. And it's like the business is imploding right now. I mean, I don't know if you realize this, but it's a totally different business model. I mean, but basically what you're asking me is there's been so many times that I've had to just take a movie because I need to pay my bills.
Right.
But am I happy about that? Not always, but sometimes we have to pay our bills, So there's so many. That's why it's can't even. But I always find a way to try to make the character unique because most of the time it's the same shit. Stereotypes. She's either a drug addict, a loser, she's killing herself, she's washed up, and it's like it sucks because there's so much more to me than any of that, but you do get stereotyped like pretty hardcore. But there's been a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, that's why
we gotta make a living, right?
Exactly.
And so I'm grateful. In the end, I'm grateful.
No, 100%. And the thing is, like, because like you said, you play a lot of dark characters where like
I get awkward.
Exactly. But like I'm offering you this great place part in Let's Be Jews, and we're gonna have.
You want me to get canceled more? They already think I'm a Christian Trump supporter, like you know what I mean, like a Karen because I played Karen. You
were fabulous in Karen, by the way.
You saw it?
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah.
You liked it? Thank you.
I mean, I like a lot of movies. I mean, I loved Banshee. You know what I mean?
I love that one. That was fun.
Yeah, and then Drive was fantastic. I think.
Oh, you go way back. That's
cool. I
That
think
was like Jesse Eisenberg. Wait, no, that was Emma Stone.
yeah.
Stone. Yep, that was cool.
Yeah. You're very, very talented, and even though the characters you play, sometimes you feel, oh, hey, these are people who just die or whatever. There are also the characters. When I'm watching it as a movie viewer, I'm actually rooting for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just that, like, even Dandelion, you referenced that. It's probably one of my very first movies. Like,
You were great in that. Oh my god.
but I committed suicide in that, and I've committed suicide in a lot of films, and my own father committed suicide. So it's like, I remember the last time I did that in a movie. What was it called? Latin from Manhattan. And I did this scene, and then he wanted me to come back to redo, and I just said, I can't keep doing this to myself, because it's like almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like,
Yeah.
my own dad did that to himself, and it's like, I don't want to keep killing myself like that. I want to live. And these are real choices I've made, and it's funny because when you start to like put some boundaries up, I haven't gotten as many roles because people have heard it and been like, well, we hear she doesn't want to. Like, can you just give me a role? I don't do that, for God's sake. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I play a character that wants to live or wants to have a happy life? Like, it's so bizarre to me.
Well, you definitely can. I mean, in this movie called Craving for Desire.
Nice pitch.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, good job.
There you go.
All right, how long has this been? I gotta go see. What time is it?
Okay, so
I love you so much. But yeah.
Right. So one more question then.
Yes.
I want to respect your time.
Yeah.
If you could go into a time machine and talk to a younger version of Taryn Manning and say what you know now, what advice would you tell yourself?
Like that, the youth is wasted on the young type thing. I would just be like, man, I would be like, hey, listen, Taryn, read your contracts. Like, the devil's in the details. Like, definitely read your contracts. Have the money sent to you, not to your agent first, and then they cut your check. I'm speaking on an industry level, okay? That's where I'm at. Because we can go a whole other level, like spiritual, but that will take all day. But as far as the industry goes, it'd be like, don't go to so many parties. Don't stay up all night so you can't make your auditions, because you're just wanting to hang out with people and be a people pleaser. Networking's cool, but you gotta call it. You gotta call it and have that discipline.
Right.
Yeah, just basically like, make sure that you really look at your contracts and you really suss out and vet your agents, and also the lawyers that do the deals in the studios, because they work together and they do some corrupt stuff. And just be on it and really, but be on it secretly, like not micromanaging your people, but like read every line, because there's so much crazy wording in the documents that you can be screwing yourself without even knowing it, right?
Right.
So I would say that to my younger artist self, right? But not like Taryn as that's a different. There's like many different facets of me. I'll never get in business with your friends. Never become a roommate with one of your best friends, or start a clothing line, or rough to get into a band with your brother.
Right.
I mean, it goes on and on and on. But so grateful. But yeah, I just would be like, you're doing good, and just oh, guess what? And also I would say, keep that pure punk rock spirit alive. Like, don't get that's it. Like you know what I mean? Like, the first time one of my managers office pair, like, put my feet up on the desk, I'm like, yeah, what do you want? And he would, but I would never do that. No, I'd be all buttoned up, like. But the real me, the authentic me, didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
And don't give a damn, because in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And that's it right there. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Just do you, because when you do you authentically, that's when stuff happens. It's when you start to like capitulate to like the rules or the things that you think. Even your elevator pitches could go longer. Like, don't, I get that there's a small frame that you can prove yourself, but don't forget that you matter, and there's a reason why that you keep going and going, and that you can make it. Like, that's the thing is, I'd say you're gonna make it, because I moved up from San Diego to LA with like 12 homies. Only me of all. They're all much prettier and taller, but I was the one that just stuck with it. I just kept going and pushing and going and going, and I just cared. I just, it was survival to me, and it's like, it has to be like that. You eat it, you drink it, you sleep it, you breathe it. It has to be like that. But you also have to know that there's a bunch of talking heads that don't give a shit about you at all.
Right.
But every now and again, you're going to write something that they just want, and then they want, and I just believe so much in myself.
No, and when you believe in yourself, that's the most powerful thing in the world, because, I believed in myself that I could interview you. You know what I mean? And you made that dream come true. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And guess what? I want to tell you something really quickly. You didn't like ever make me feel guilty or bad all the times I flaked. And I really appreciate that, because that pressure is very, very hard. Because some days I just couldn't do it, what I was dealing with in my life, trying to like balance stuff. So I really appreciate you not ever getting like bitter or weird. Thank you.
Of course. No, I'm just not that type of person, and I love you, and I consider you a friend now. So
Thank you. That was fun today.
Have a great day, Taryn Manning, and we'll talk soon. And
when's it gonna come out?
Whenever you want it. I could get it out next week or in a couple weeks, whenever you want.
I don't care. Ain't no time better than the present.
All right. I'll text it to you. Bye, Taryn Manning.
Bye.
All right, guys. That was the episode with Taryn Manning. Subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you guys next week on Reza Riffs.